Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome backstage with Jubilee. Of course, I am not Wambui. My name is Donna Mance. I am the operations coordinator here at Jubilee, and I am joined today with
I'm Kyra. I am the marketing coordinator at Jubilee Theatre.
yes.
Yeah.
This episode is different. This is the staff takeover episode, so
It
this is really
is.
exciting. Like I can't even be a fool right now, or even try, because I am so happy we are doing this. But with that being said, normally in our staff meetings at Jubilee, we start off with an icebreaker.
Yeah.
So we have one provided by an awesome person. What is your favorite chip, Kyra?
My favorite. Okay. I was really excited actually about y'all asking this question because I want to tell the people and put people on. So, little backstory. I was vegan for 8 months and it didn't last too long because I started to feel sick. But for that 8 months, I was like trying to find all the vegan snacks and whatnot. And there's this brand called Vegan Robs, and they have this. It's called Dragon, like it's dragon flavored. It's a hot like it looks like a Cheeto puff, but like red ish in color. I had it.
Yes, you
Yes,
had it in
I
the
had it a few weeks
office.
ago. It was
Yes.
great. I was like, I'm reliving my days. It was good. It's a good chip if you like hot food. I like spicy food and spicy chips, so Vegan Robs. And you can only get it at natural grocers. So if you don't have that, I don't know, you might have to order it because it's good. It's good though. I would recommend it.
That's crazy because my favorite chip
Tell me
is
more.
Takis.
Those are
I
yes.
will eat a bag of no, actually, let me not
Takis are a
be
good
fake.
time.
A bag of Takis lasts me about a week. I kid you not. That party size, a
Okay,
week.
yeah.
A week
I was
or
like the
no,
little
even the little ones. Yeah, because I have to. I'm a wimp. I only can eat three at a time. I'm so
three.
serious. Three
You
to
don't want
five.
those Takis.
I love
You
them
don't want
though,
them.
but it's
You
like
don't
they
want
they,
them.
they are hot to me. I can handle the
They are. They are
spiciest
probably are they
seafood
hotter
boil.
than
Hot Cheetos. Hot
yeah.
Cheetos are sweet to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I can eat
interesting.
them like it's nothing.
Okay.
But
Look.
with that being said, this is a staff takeover, and actually, I want to go ahead and start this episode by revealing our ages because
Oh,
it is.
oh.
Yes, I know. I'm
I didn't
sorry.
know
I'm
we were
putting
doing
Kyra
that.
on the
It's
spot.
fine.
I am putting you on the spot a little bit because it's important. Because today we want to talk about the education pillar here at Jubilee Theater. Originally, the founder, Mr. Eastman, he founded this as a teaching theater. One of his biggest things was teaching theater to people, and with that being said, I am 24 years of age. And
I am 27.
I keep forgetting you're 27. I keep aging you a year. I am so
Oh
sorry.
man. Well, so the thing is too, for a while, and I think I told you this, for a good amount of time, I was like telling people that I was 24. I don't know what happened that year that it was so great. I was like, oh, I'm 24. And I'm like, I am not, though.
it's
You're not. You're actually getting well past that.
it's crazy. I
But it's
just
okay.
turned 24, so I
You
hope
did.
I hope this is a memorable year for me. But with that being like we are young professionals.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we are young professionals in a business that we are both very new to.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that don't know, because we just had our takeover episodes, this is my first big girl job. I'm only
Mm-hmm.
May will be 2 years post grad for me,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think about. I was very blessed to find and work here at Jubilee, and I will say Jubilee gives us a lot of opportunities to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and not just us. With one thing, um, Jubilee has a long-standing partnership with Texas Wesleyan University. So
Yeah.
going back to our education pillar, we constantly have students coming in with our great technical director, Jenny James. Shout out to her because I love her. She
She's great.
brings students in and they are building the sets, they are working the lights, they are working the soundboard, whatever it is. Half the time when you look in our playbill, you're either going to say it's a student of Texas Wesleyan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and outside of our productions, we even partner with universities around DFW. We partner with the University of Texas at Arlington, so
Mm-hmm.
UTA. Um, Randomly, the students will come and raid our costume room.
It is random.
Random.
Sometimes I'm like, who is
Who
down
are
here?
y'all? Where did y'all
It'll
come
just
from?
be me, and I'm like, why? I don't like hearing sounds abruptly, but love them. They're great.
With no warning too.
No
They just
warning,
they
but
just show up. But
hey,
we love
but
that
we love them.
because it ties back to what the mission of Jubilee originally was when it was founded 45 years ago.
Hmm.
So if you can also talk about how Jubilee helps you grow your skills as the marketing coordinator, one of the youngest marketing coordinators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I That's a great question. I say it's a great question because it's like I always tell people I don't know how I got over here because my degree is in exercise science, right?
Mhm.
By my junior year of college, I was like, I don't think I want to do this. And so I was pretty like not really looking for jobs in my field. I felt like God had put it on my heart to either start a business or kind of go in that direction, even if it's helping someone else start a business. So I was like, okay, well, let me see what that looks like. So I started off as an executive assistant to like small businesses here in Dallas, and kind of went from there. So a lot of being an executive assistant to a smaller business, you're kind of doing a lot, which is great because it built my resume. But it was a lot more than I expected. So I'm running the social media. I'm like the operations person for the staff. I'm running that person, the CEO. I'm running their life and their schedule. And then I'm also coming up with ideas to expand the business as well. So you're kind of like wearing all the hats. You're HR, you're the scheduler, you're the budget, like
She's
you're
describing my job description.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah. So
Like,
you're pretty much
the person.
for yeah, because they are smaller businesses, so they may not have the means to hire multiple people yet.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much how I got started, I guess, coming toward where I am now. And so running social media, creating ads, and I didn't even realize I was creating ads, creating content, which I knew I was creating content, um, but going toward where I am now. So then I ended up doing more office work, so a lot more organizational and working closely with like CEOs and working like as their right hand person, and then coming over here with all of that experience. So then it's like, okay, well, you may not have a marketing degree, but you have the experience, which that's really what I wanted to start my own business because I'm also a photographer. So I'm like, as long as I had hands-on experience, I was kind of like a little more confident, but I was still a little insecure because I'm like, I don't have the degree necessarily, but I'm like, I have a lot of experience.
And it's because we always talk about how you're literally creating your portfolio every
Yeah.
time Jubilee does a photo shoot. So
Yeah.
all the
Also
photo
that.
shoots that you see
So,
that we do, that is all from Kyra's brain. Of course,
hmm
with the occasional collab with the rest of
hmm
the production crew, but for the most part, you are able to have free reign on the
yeah.
posters, free reign
So then it's
on
like now you're a
everything.
creative director, like all of that. You're graphic design, like photographer, creative director.
Yeah.
Like I'm running the actual shoots that we have.
Because as we joke, we are a 5-person staff doing the work of
Yeah.
50.
This is true. I can't deny it. I wish I could, but
we
I can't.
can't. We can't. But it's funny that you talk about how your real experiences
Hmm.
brings this in. Because even for me, like I said, when I started the operations position, I wasn't a year post grad yet,
Hmm.
so I just knew my resume, and that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. Is that
Hmm.
okay? I have my degree, but while I was in school, I did not do a lot of networking to set me up
Yeah.
for success. And that's something I give advice to students now is like, please just go out and talk to people in your field.
Yeah.
I got lucky
Hmm.
with this job. And, but before that, I was able to use the skills that I learned in school, but now, and apply them here. But now it seems that those those skills are becoming greater
Yeah.
because I
Oh, for
sometimes I
sure.
joke like we make things up as we go along. We
Yeah,
are
we kind
learning
of
as
are
we go
like
along.
building the like what do they say? Building the plane as you fly it.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much what we're doing for the most part. But I think it works. I think all of us, we really collaborate well, which is such a blessing because if it's a bigger team, sometimes you still have those people that you can go to and kind of lean on. But since we are a smaller team, we really do have to lean on each other like wholeheartedly. So it's like because we collaborate well, because we work well together, it helps. Like we don't have too much opposition necessarily. So, and of course, like in the workspace, in every workspace, you have disagreements or like you have differing opinions and whatnot. But for the most part, I think it works. Like we all know our role, and we play that part. We play those roles really well.
What's it like being young in those roles?
Man,
Because I could talk about my role in ops,
talk
and
about you.
right
Yeah.
before we started, I mentioned how I meet the people. You
Mm-hmm.
said I meet the people. I am literally
You kiss
always
the
the
babies.
youngest
You meet the
person in the
people.
room. Yes.
Yes.
I am always the youngest person in the room, so it feels just a tad bit intimidating, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm looking around. And of course, I'm not calling people old or anything, but it's I'm bringing something fresh to the table,
Yeah.
yes, but it's also I have to play into ideals that I
Yeah.
never even heard of at the time.
And that's the other thing, like when you go into those spaces, really any space though, like this can happen anywhere, but I've noticed like you can't go in, you can't always go in like, oh, I'm gonna change this. Like, no, like the people that are there, you really have to establish relationship with those people so they can like trust you. Like that's just, basic kind of common sense. But I feel like sometimes we go into things and we're like, oh, I'm gonna change everything. I'm going to change this whole thing. And it's like, no, like go in, meet the people, which you do, and then like establish those relationships and then continue to gain their trust.
So that I could
Yeah.
not
Yes.
go from
Because
there,
then
but
we'll
grow
grow from
from
there.
there.
Because people want to work with people.
And the young people.
Yeah.
Because it's always a question. It's like, well, how do I get the young people in
That
here? How
all the
do I do that?
time.
And so we are
I'm like, we're
literally
right
the
here.
liaisons for that.
Yeah.
It's it's funny to, like I said, we're talking about us being in our 20s. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about being the youngest in the room. But something I've actually struggled with
Tell me more.
is that
Tell me, please. Because I
I,
probably have the same struggle. I'm like,
I'm 24. When I
mm-hmm.
get around other 24-year-olds
Mm-hmm.
that are not in the field that I am in or not in
Mm-hmm.
the professional experience that I'm in, it's scary because you
Yeah.
feel like, am I growing up a little too fast?
No. Well, no.
For me, that like this,
Yeah.
that's literally, I feel like, am I growing up too fast? Am I
Mm-hmm.
having, or am I experiencing things too quickly
Mm-hmm.
to where I can't even relate? Like, am I missing my 20s because I'm working
Ooh,
so
okay, well,
much?
that's a whole other conversation.
And that's it. This is the conversation.
Yeah.
Being a young
Dang.
professional
Yes, I
and
understand.
trying to start your career and trying to be good and
Yeah.
but setting yourself up for success in your 30s,
Mm-hmm.
you have to sacrifice. So I sacrificed my social life all
This is
throughout
true.
my college years, bro.
Yeah.
If it wasn't my extracurricular, if it wasn't work or if it wasn't a study date, it wasn't happening.
Oh, for sure. But I think that too, you have to find your community in that because even when I was in college, like
Yeah.
I can literally say the same thing as you. I was involved in a lot of different organizations. I was like involved in ministry, and then I was wanting to do like just, other extracurricular things and then studying. But by the time I think really my sophomore year, we were all like, my whole group was like, all right, y'all, this is actually hard. We can't just breeze by. So it's like we kind of found our community of like, these are the people that do what I want to do, and it's not a whole lot of extra distractions, then that made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to find, I think the older we get, it's different. Like when you make friends and it's like, they're not on the same path as you, and you have to be more intentional about finding that community that values their work. A lot of people, and not to say our age group,
No, you can.
but a lot of people don't value their work or don't really care. And a lot of people are there to just make money. I think once I graduated and like I graduated in 2020. So once I graduated, I would say like in 2021, I was like, wait, I need to actually like value what I do because going here and being here I'm here all day. every day.
Mm-hmm.
So so that's one piece of it. And then the other piece of it is like my work is a extension of me. And we think about that like when I feel like people only apply it in certain areas of their life. But your actual job, that is also an extension of you. Like the work you do at your job, that's an extension of you. So I'm like, how well do I want to represent myself
My
today?
father used to say, if you find what you love, you will never work a day in your life. And I can
Right.
honestly say Jubilee has his moments.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But
every job does though.
every
Yeah.
job does, because at the end of the day it's still work, but it
Mhm.
feels like I feel so blessed to say that I am working in my passion.
Yeah.
And I think that's what is missing, is that people don't go or don't pursue their passion, or they end up having
Mhm.
roadblocks and it's hard, or the passion is not a money making passion like right then and there, so you have to get another job, me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it's something different,
Yeah.
because then the product, like I could say, when we successfully put on a show
Mhm.
that opening night and hearing the
You
reviews
really do
come
see the
in, it's
fruit.
like
Yeah.
it's the fruit of your labor that makes it
Yes.
so
Man.
worth it.
And
It
it's hard. It's hard up until that point, but it's like I feel like we've done enough shows, and maybe not enough necessarily, but we've done shows to where we're like we get to see the fruit. So it's like we really do have to carry that past fruit, or like that past like feeling of like, okay, this actually really worked out. Like carry that into our next shows and into our next season, because it's only gonna, I don't want to say it's gonna get harder, but it is going to. Every show is so different, and I'm like,
You got to stay
even
on your
as
toes.
man, marketing every show is so, it's fun, and I like challenges also. So
Yeah.
that's really what keeps me. If I was a person that was like, oh, I don't like to be challenged, man, I would be out.
Because now,
I would be
I
out of
didn't do
here.
this earlier. We gotta do our plug. I
Mm-hmm.
got the last laugh. Jackie Mom's
Yes.
Mabley. By the time this episode comes out, we probably are heading towards our opening night,
Yeah.
September 26th. It
Mm-hmm.
goes all the way until October 19th.
October
Yes, yes.
19th. You did
I
it.
did it.
You
Yay.
did it, Joe.
Yay. Um, please, if you haven't already, buy your tickets.
Yes.
Come see a
Buy
story
your
of one of
tickets.
comedy's most hidden figures,
Yes.
like a woman that literally we wouldn't have a Whoopi Goldberg, we
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have had an Eddie Murphy, like just
Yeah.
a pillar in all things comedy. But with that, going next, I do want to ask you the question:
Mm-hmm.
what is something they don't tell you about working in marketing when it comes to a theater? Like, do you have a behind the scenes funny moment?
Ooh.
Because another thing
Do I?
about us being
Do you have
young
one? Do I have one?
is we are
Think.
serious about our jobs. We are
Yeah.
very professional about our job. We do not mess around with this. However,
Right.
you gotta laugh, and
You
especially in my
do.
last episode, I had to talk about how Jubilee has gone through so many changes in the 6 months that, not even the 6 months, I'm
Yeah.
about to hit a year. I don't know. In the short
Yeah.
time I've been here, Jubilee
Mhm.
has gone through so many changes, and it kind of, where the road looked black, there was no end.
Ciao. Yes.
There was no saving grace.
Yes.
So you got to keep the laugh. You got to keep the
Mhm.
faith. So do I have a story? I feel like I did earlier, but
I would say I don't think I have a story, but I think working with you helps.
oh,
I know working with you helps. If I didn't have like my other girly pop, like in the office in the next room, I don't know. Like, because we will literally like, we of course we get work done, and it's times where it's like a long,
balance.
like drawn out silence, and that's good because we're like working. But then once we start laughing and kikiing and yapping, I'm like, hey, this was great.
It
I'm
makes
like,
it worth it.
because also you need a mental break. Like you can't do what we do, and as many changes that happens throughout the day, like from the actors to the set to like just even the stuff that's upstairs, like in the theater, not even stuff that's just in the office.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that happens
For
throughout
context,
the day.
our admin office
Oh,
is in the
yes.
basement,
Yes.
and the
theater
theater
is-
is up here.
Yes.
So fun fact.
So it's a lot of things that happen above us,
Mhm.
literally,
Mm-hmm.
and then there are things that happen in the office. So it's like keeping up with all of that is, you need to laugh. You
In
need to
this,
have your person, and that's where your community comes in.
yeah,
You need to have your person, even if they don't work with you, like have that person that's like you can text real quick, or you can go to their office and be like, just kind of
girl.
sit and then walk away. Like
I
you
have
need somebody.
I remember what I was going to say. My
Mhm.
favorite thing about working at a theater
Yeah.
is playing on the set. I say
Oh yeah, that's
playing
a good
loosely
time.
because we don't mess with the set.
No, we
But
don't. I
sometimes
promise we
that
don't.
mental break ends up being on the set. Like
Mm,
if you're watching and you saw The Fall of Heaven and The Fall of Heaven had two stories, that was my perch.
yes. That was a
That
good
was my
time.
perch that I would just go and
That
just
little
stand
ladder
that ladder
going up
all
the
the way up.
stairs, that was a good
And I love the versatility. Once again, shout
time.
out to
Mhm.
Jenny James
Yes.
of the Jubilee set. We're gonna have her
No,
on the
she's that girl.
podcast one time.
She needs to take a seat.
But
Love her.
going back to talking about how we're young,
Mhm.
and you know what's crazy about our work ethic though?
What's that?
A lot of generations before is the laughter that happens at work that
Mhm.
is missing
Yeah.
because mental health matters.
It does.
And
It does.
and I think being young and in this industry, being young, you bring that new perspective of,
Mhm.
hey, when you clock out, leave the work there.
Yeah. And it's hard because like I said, it is an extension of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
Especially in
when you're
art.
working that branch or that extension, it's
Mm-hmm.
like you have to check in with yourself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think we are like, oh, it's just work.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's you. It's also like a big part of your, if I mean, you're there for 40 hours a week. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's a large part of what you do. So it's like, you really do need to check in with yourself in order for your work ethic to even be great. Once you're drained, it's like,
Then the
it's
work
hard to
starting being like half
come out of
done,
that
not
hole.
good.
Yeah. It's hard to come out of that, like climb out of that hole. So it's like that, those check-ins are just like kind of push away from the desk. It's needed for sure.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And something else that I do want to talk about is what I like to see is the
Mm-hmm.
love everyone has for Jubilee.
Yeah.
That is something else that is a bonus working in a
Yes.
theater and working on the operations side. And I get to see the survey responses for when
Mhm.
I have those set out.
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel the love and the commitment that even our patrons has to the stories that we tell.
Yeah.
And I believe that when you give to Jubilee,
Yes.
that is what you're supporting. You're supporting not only just the productions, but you're supporting our passions,
Yeah.
us,
Mm.
the future where we're taking to Jubilee, and even the young artists that I mentioned before.
Yeah.
We are literally lifting them up and creating
Yes. Yeah.
a foundation for them to continue and build upon. And they get to talk about, they said, oh yeah, I used to do stuff at Jubilee all the time. I
Mhm.
get that in my email and I love it so much.
For our birthday, when everyone came, and so in Jubilee right now in the lobby, we have a bunch of photos set up from all of
Mhm.
our productions past and like the ones that just happened like this current season.
Yes.
So they're all black and white photos. For our 45th birthday, we had a lot of people come, of course, to celebrate the birthday and to see the show. And watching these people like see themselves in the pictures, and they were like, "Oh, I remember like pictures from like 1990."
90. We weren't born.
No.
That's
So
what's
like
also
them
cool.
pointing to their picture and be like, "Oh yeah, you remember that?" And then they were reminiscing with each other. They were like, "Oh, remember that? Like this funny moment or this like thing that you did backstage that you weren't supposed to be." Like it was a whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, this is great. This is great." And I think that's like the important. And then seeing this season's cast, seeing their pictures, so them
Yes.
seeing it, and they hadn't really seen themselves.
Act like in
Yeah.
there, yeah. And
So
still,
they're super excited. They were like, "Oh, my picture made the wall."
they were
And that's
so
like
excited. Shout out
I was
Chris
like, "Oh, I
Black
love
Jasper,
that."
who we're also gonna have on
Yes.
the podcast.
Yes. And I'm like watching them like just like kids in a candy store. I'm like, I love that. And I think that's the importance of like also importance of giving. And so you can see actors that are local, like local talent that's really like
We rarely fly people in.
yeah,
Rarely
like
fly.
people that live here and are
Mhm.
like really like
Passionate about being from
hustling,
DFW.
yes,
Yeah.
and hustling, trying to like get out there and find a theater that will support them and find a theater that will love them, and even the not just the actors but like directors and playwrights that are local here and that are like, I really want my story to be heard. Like I love that. I love that because it's like it's such a niche field also, and it's very underrated. And I wasn't, not that I wasn't into theater before working here, but I hadn't worked in a theater. So I really
Mhm.
didn't know. And I feel like once you're in it, you're like, "Oh, I understand." So it's like that also helps with giving, and we're able to support local people, local actors and playwrights and directors and things like that.
And
So,
just Jubilee in general.
yeah.
If you love Jubilee,
We're a
but
great place.
if you could give advice to other young professionals either entering
Mhm.
in arts or just in
Mhm.
general coming out of college, like college graduation day
Yeah.
is
Oh
happening,
Lord.
what are you telling that person, that
Um,
young graduate?
that's good. What would I tell them? What would I tell myself? I would,
Oh, good, better.
yeah. I would I would tell me, do not, don't get so caught up in your degree.
Yeah.
Like a degree is fantastic. But if you do have a passion that is outside of that, it's okay. You did not waste anyone's money. You're okay. Like it's okay to pursue. No, because
Heavy on that, you didn't waste
that's a
anybody's money.
real
Yeah.
fear. And
Yeah.
I felt bad
Yeah.
like coming out of college.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I didn't really even celebrate it because I felt bad.
Is that a universal feeling?
I don't
Can we talk
know.
about
Yeah,
that?
let's talk about it.
Because real quick, like before we
I
wrap
felt
up,
terrible.
it's that summer post grad was probably my
Yeah.
most saddest
I
summer
was
ever
like,
because it's like now
what
what?
am I
I'm a regular
doing?
person. I don't have that bubble of a student anymore, and I got this
It's a
degree. What do I do with it?
it's a bubble.
It's a
And I
bubble
don't think you know it. Of
until
course you
you're
don't know
out
it
of
when you're,
it.
yeah, when you're out of it, it's like,
Oh,
oh.
you're out. You're a regular person.
And it took me
Taxes.
like, man, it took me, so I am 5 years
Mm-hmm.
post now, going on 6. So I'm like, and there are still some moments where I'm like, dang, what am I doing? But I feel a lot better now. But those first couple of years I felt pretty bad because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's the parents' number one question. Oh, what are you doing? What do you want to do? What do you,
Stop
and I'm like,
asking.
I don't have an answer. And because I didn't have an answer, like I felt like I wasn't enough in the spaces that I was in because I was like, oh yeah, I'm an executive assistant. Well, why don't you go into athletic training? Why don't you go, because of my degree? Why don't you go? I'm like, I don't have. It's also hard for me if I don't have a passion for something. It's very hard for me to do it. Like I'm not gonna want to do it if I don't have any, like if I have nothing toward that thing, if I have no feeling toward it, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's just hard for me to do. And I felt like that's how I was starting to feel toward like my degree. But I always known that I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to be a creative. I wanted to do something creative. But growing up, it's like people would tell me that doesn't make any money, and it's like,
But it will make you happy. And what's
but
the point
it'll
of
make
having
you,
money when you're not happy?
yeah.
The amount of jobs I've turned down to say, because I'm not going to be happy there.
I quit a job with no. I quit a job. It's 2025, 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit after I got here. Well, I got here in 2020, and then I worked with AmeriCorps, which is great. I worked with them for a year, and then I worked with a sports performance company after that. And not long into that sports performance job, I was like, I had no backup plan, and I just quit.
Yeah,
So I was like,
it'd be like that.
this is not making me
Happy.
happy. And it's also not like I know that I'm not fulfilling the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, like fulfilling. So I literally did DoorDash. I did like all of these delivery things so I could pay my bills. And then I started easing to where I am now. But that post grad, it is tricky. It is. But you're okay.
I would say my
You really
advice.
are.
My advice. It sounds so hard, but patience is key.
is.
patience is key, faith is key, whatever you believe in,
Yeah.
you have to remember that, okay, what is meant for me will come to me. Every little thing is going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay because I'm putting in the effort, but I put trust in myself that what is meant, like what I said, what is meant is going to come.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Jubilee happened, the way things were happening, I also confided into people,
Yeah.
and it really motivated me to talk about this feeling, that this post grad feeling
Mm-hmm.
that nobody warns you about. I promise you, nobody warns you about, but it will come. And I think you take it. I would say take it as an opportunity to look within
Yeah.
yourself, journal, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is you have to do to understand what you want to do. Because my degree is in political science.
Yeah.
I do love the study of politics. I
Mm-hmm.
can see myself in working in government agencies. My family calls me their lawyer. I will not be a lawyer, but I can see myself doing that because I
Yeah.
do enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I'm passionate about. What I'm passionate
Yeah.
about is art,
Right.
performing this, and I'm lucky to use my passion and my degree in the same space, because I get to meet
Yes.
with city officials. I get to do the governing part, but I also get to do the performative part, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
So
Also, believe in yourself. Invest in yourself. You are your first investment. You have to invest, whatever that looks like. If that means like how I did, just getting jobs, random working for random people,
right,
but it makes sense to you. If it makes sense to you,
Just
then
do
that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, like, you have to pay your own bills. You have to really live for yourself. Like,
Mhm.
your happiness, all of that is no one else's responsibility but your own. And as long as you are, and I believe in God, so as long as you are fulfilling the purpose that He has for you, if it doesn't make sense to anybody else,
Amen. As long as you're
then
fulfilling the purpose
hey,
He has for you, because that's at the end of
that's
the
really
day,
what I wanted to say. But I
that's
was like,
all that
but
matters.
yes, that's all. That's it. You are and God believes in you, right? Or else He wouldn't give you any type
He
of purpose,
invests in
any
you.
gifts. He already invested in you, so
Yes.
use the investment.
Yes.
Invest in yourself. So that's really what I have to think about, and I still have to think about it. It's a little less now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the voice in that like little fear is a little quieter now, and sometimes it's loud.
You have to sometimes you have to
But
verbally
sometimes
say
I'm like,
stop.
okay, I've come a long way.
Yeah.
Also that.
You have to say stop
Yeah.
to those thoughts. But
Mhm.
Kyra, you really hit it on the nail right there.
Hey,
And I think
thanks, Donna.
I don't even want to go. I don't even want to touch that. That is perfect. We're
Yeah.
ending on believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself,
You have
man.
to. You have to.
It's so it sounds cliche, but it's like it's a real.
Because at the end of the
thing.
day, that's all you got.
Yeah.
That's all you got. But I encourage everyone to tune in next episode. Your favorites will be back. Wambui and Kenya. We will be back
We're
eventually.
favorites too.
We're favorites. We're favorites.
what
But who
anyone
knows when we'll be
says.
back, when Wambui allows us, if he allows us to do this again.
We'll see after this episode.
we'll
I don't know. He might watch and be like,
It's like,
No,
I
I'm just
quit.
kidding.
Nah. No, y'all are done.
He'll
You are
probably like it.
never coming back. I'm kidding. I am. We are Jubilee Theater.